The Eagles, the Falcons, Monday Night Football with no A.J. Brown. But we're going to break it down, preview predictions for tonight's Monday Night Football game. And I'm coming to you live from Cancun, Mexico. Trending in the AM starts in 60 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Edge of Philly Sports. We are live. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, you know the drill. Wherever you're watching, smash that like button, share button, subscribe, and follow button. Very important. It's free to do it. It's free to support local content creators. It's free to support a local content creator that's coming to you live from Cancun, Mexico. I'm on my anniversary vacation. I'm still here live, bringing you a little bit later than normal. Didn't want to get up at 6 a.m. on vacation, but I'm here bringing you this Eagles Monday Night Football preview prediction show as we're going to talk all things Eagles. We're going to talk about the A.J. Brown situation. We are going to get keys to victory, everything, plus a little bit of a recap of yesterday's Sunday NFL slate. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me at Beard of Knowledge. If you want to find me on any social media platform, that is how you do it. Guys, so we got a Monday morning, and I'm going to get right into the comments here. Good morning, Adam. Hope you are well this morning. What's up, my man? How are you? Let's Bucks fan beat those Falcons. That is the intention, and then we'll come beat you guys, the Bucks, in a few weeks. Eagles better not let me down. They're going to let you down in a couple of weeks when we beat the Bucks, but that's another whole subject. And yes, it was a crazy slate. I didn't get to watch too much NFL yesterday here in Cancun, Mexico, on a little vacation. Spent about 4 hours on the beach and about 4 hours in the pool. I'm burnt to be beyond belief. But later in the show, I'll turn around and show everybody my view from my patio here, pretty close to the beach and stuff like that. Yes, there's going to be a lot of coffee. Detroit Lions here. Hey, what is up, my man? How you doing? Man, we're getting people from all over tuning in this morning. I love it. Unfortunate, no offense, Detroit Lions fan there, but yeah, my lock of the week was the Bucks beating the Detroit Lions yesterday, and that came true. Not just covering the points, but beating them. But let's talk Eagles. Let's talk Monday Night Football. Let's talk the news that broke yesterday early in the morning that A.J. Brown has been ruled out for Monday Night Football. There will be no A.J. Brown playing tonight for the Eagles. What does that mean? What does that mean for our Eagles? What does that mean for the Falcons as well? What does that mean for the success of the Eagles offense? And first and foremost, I'm going to say it should not, in theory, hurt the Eagles offense at all. It will hurt the offense, but it should not stop us from being able to do what we do. I know a lot of Eagles fans are freaking out. A lot of Eagles fans are worried and concerned. And I'm here just to say it, that you shouldn't be concerned. This is the reason why you have Saquon Barkley. This is why you have Devontae Smith. This is why you've got, Dallas Goedert. This is why you traded a third-round pick for Jahan Dotson right before the end of training camp. You are stacked offensive. You've got an MVP caliber quarterback. This should not be an issue. The Atlanta Falcons are not a great NFL team. They're okay. They have some weapons, and I've got some keys and some things I'm looking at matchup-wise. But this is a team that the Eagles should be able to go into and whoop some ass pretty quickly and pretty easily tonight, even without A.J. Brown. Now, it will change some things. What's up, my man, Stevie? Yes, I got my Union shirt. I always bring my Union shirt on vacation. Always, my man. I try to wear it whenever I know you're going to be watching. It's like coincidentally there, man. I got you. North-South was a good game. Yep. So, I mean, A.J. Brown, he opens up a lot of stuff for this Eagles offense. He's just like Saquon Barkley is going to make the job of the wide receiver so much easier throughout this season. Having A.J. Brown opens up a lot for Devontae Smith, opens up a lot for Saquon Barkley. And you losing arguably one of the 5 or 6 best wide receivers in football is always going to be a problem. It's always going to be a concern. And the Eagles offense is obviously much better with him than without him. But again, this is why you build an elite offense. This is why you build a team this deep, is to be able to, if you lose somebody, have them step in. And Jahan Dotson did not do much in week 1. But we do know when the trade happened and when we got through the stats on his Washington career that he played just as much, if not even a little bit more, on the outside than in the slot. I think it was like 45% outside the slot. So he is a well-rounded, pretty darn good wide receiver that could easily step in and fill that role. Now, I do expect the Eagles to rely a little heavier on the running game this week, maybe because of no A.J. Brown. I don't expect Devontae Smith to be wide open all the time, but this team is built to miss a player for a game or two. This team's it's not built to, miss him for a long period of time, but it's built for a game or two to be missed. And I think the Eagles are doing the right thing. I think if this was a playoff scenario or a much more important game later in the season, A.J. Brown probably would be getting treatment and trying to give it a go tonight. But it is week 2, and I ran a poll on Twitter. Again, Beard of Knowledge, that's where you find me on Twitter. This was before the news broke that he was out, and it was, should the Eagles be extra cautious in week 2? And 75-25 people were saying yes, they should be extra cautious. And I was really shocked because I know a lot of Eagles fans want to see A.J. Brown play, fantasy football, betting, gambling, all that kind of stuff. It's the smart move. It is the smart move to sit and rest and be extra cautious with A.J. Brown. In my opinion, it's 100% a super smart decision, and I agree with it without a doubt. Cousins is still recovering injury and will be a statue back there. Blitz his ass. We're going to get into that for sure, Steve, because that is definitely a key to the game. I don't know how many times you can sack A.J. or Kirk Cousins, but he is a statue back there. You got to get pressure on him. Phil, remember, I'm drinking a lot of water, but out of a bottle. The great thing about this resort bar is that they provide unlimited bottled water in your rooms, and we make sure they're really big bottles. We drink 3, 4, 5 of them a day. I'm also drinking a lot of other stuff as well. That's what you get in an all-inclusive. I had like this smoked old-fashioned with Maker's Mark last night. I ended up drinking like 3 or 4 of them. It was so damn good. Gotta love the creativity of bartenders down here in Mexico. But anyway, so the A.J. Brown situation, I think, is right. I think it's smart. What is up, Mad Chatter? How you doing today? Buffalo, another big win this week. This in the NFL. I love it. Phil, what's going on, bro? You feeling confident? I'm feeling very confident. Even without A.J. Brown, I feel that this should be a no-problem victory for the Eagles tonight. The Falcons, a lot of people hyped the Falcons up entering this season, Davey, and I was one of the people on this show talking about how, I didn't buy the hype. I don't buy the Kirk Cousins hype. I don't buy the Falcons hype. I just don't think it's a well-run organization. They have talented players. I just don't think they're great. They're max a 10-win team at max. So I'm feeling confident. I think the Eagles, the NFL talked about it all offseason. There's going to be a lot of parity in the NFL, and that there's going to be a lot of teams leveled out this year. There wasn't going to be one team that goes, 14-3 or anything like that. And you see it already. I mean, the Bengals are 0-2. The Chiefs are 1-1. Detroit lost this past week. Dallas lost. The Saints are 2-0. Who would have thought that? They're not a 2-0 team. They're not like an elite team. So there's a lot of parity in the NFL. So I think the Eagles are clearly, on paper, one of the most talented teams in the NFL. They can go out tonight on Monday Night Football in front of a national, audience, an international audience, because they'll be on down here in Mexico as well, and prove that they're an elite team. So I'm very confident they're going to be able to get it done. We'll get to predictions in a little bit. That's right, go Birds, absolutely. That is sad news. I didn't hear that. I'm not really paying attention to the news down here. 49ers, yeah, I mean, I said it, the 49ers were going to have a step back this year, and they did. Nobody thought – I did, actually. I said the Bucs would probably win their division down there, just so you know, my man. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. We go live normally every morning at 8 a.m. I'm on vacation, so this week I'm going live a little bit later, just so you know. Chiefs are 2-0. The refs are helping them out. Look, I know the Chiefs game yesterday at the end with the penalty, the passive interference penalty, Davey. I know a lot of people are, overdoing that and stuff like that, but it was a penalty. It was passive interference. It was a correct call. I think if the ref would not have delayed throwing the flag, I think people would have been a little less, annoyed by it, but it was a penalty. So it was rightfully called. It should have been called. It was called. I think they got that one right. Phone's sitting in the sun. I don't want my phone in the sun. But the Chiefs don't look good. And I think Pacheco got hurt in the game yesterday. So I don't know what to expect from the Chiefs going forward this year. They just don't look like a clean, crisp team. Vikings winning yesterday was a big surprise to me. They don't know if they looked good, but doing good without Kirk Cousins. I mean, yeah, a lot of teams would do better without him. Bears should beat the Texans last night. Come on, Caleb Williams stinks. Caleb Williams stinks. Another game and another bad performance for him. I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. So I don't think they have the right guy there. All right. So what do the Eagles have to do? We started with offense. We'll get to defense and how we stop Kirk Cousins in a minute. But on top of the loss of A.J. Brown, there's two big matchups that I'm looking at. I took a few notes the other day, and I don't care. We'll just wing the notes here this morning. What I think are some key points of the game tonight, offensively speaking, is Jalen Hurts and the turnovers. And obviously, week one, the turnovers were excessive and the turnovers were bad. But the key is not to. And you've got Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates back there for the Falcons. Combined over the last two seasons have 19 interceptions. They are very, very ball hawk defensive back safeties there for the Falcons. I mean, Jesse Bates has 10 interceptions the last 2 years, and Justin Simmons has 9. It's very important for Jalen Hurts to protect the ball and take care of the ball. Nick Sirianni really preached that you cannot win games regularly when you lose the turnover differential, and they won last week doing that, and it's not sustainable. So I want to see the Eagles. I want to see Jalen Hurts protect the ball, not force it. Learn to live another day. Don't force things when you're under pressure. Trust your offense can. All right, throw it away, and the next play we'll get some of it. The next drive we'll work it out. He's really got to learn that. And if he gets uber aggressive and plays that hero ball, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles could throw a lot of interceptions, a lot of turnovers, and lose this game, because I think they will win this game. I'm confident they will. But a sloppy game from Jalen Hurts could turn the tides tonight very much. So it's something I'm really looking at right now. Chiefs O-line, we're holding on the same play. I didn't see. I just saw the highlights. Wasn't watching it. They didn't call the hip drop tackle on Chase, though, when 15 penalty. I saw him freaking out in a video this morning. I was watching NFL Network in the room with my coffee. And he freaked out. Is that the play that he freaked out on, Barb? Or he was got the personal foul and was getting in the referee's face? I'm not sure if that's what it was. They didn't show the play. They just showed the him freaking out. So there was that. So the Eagles, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense against the secondary of the Falcons is my first key to victory, not giving them unnecessary turnovers, not giving them unnecessary, drives. The other big thing, and where's the stat exactly here? Matthew Judon. Obviously, he only played 4 games last year, but he is a guy that can get after a quarterback a lot. Something like 28 sacks the last 2, in 21 and 22. He's an elite guy on the defensive line that can get after quarterbacks. It's very important for the Eagles offensive line to take what they did last week and be even better. You can't have Jalen Hurts running for his life. You can't have him getting hit constantly, because that's when he starts playing hero ball, and that's when he starts getting into trouble and making mistakes. So protect Jalen Hurts so that Jalen Hurts can protect the football. I think both things, and those 3 players on defense for them, Simmons, Bates, and Judon, that is where we win the game. If we control them, we can control the game, and everything will be fine, in my opinion. That was the play. Okay, gotcha. Again, not watching much football down here in Mexico, not watching much of anything, just enjoying a little time off, a little R&R. And we'll focus on football tonight for the Eagles game. But, that's about it. Just trying to relax and enjoy life for a few days. but that's that. So they're my two keys to victory on the offensive side of the football. And I don't know if this is going to be a super long show, so I'm going to try to stick in some of my plugs here real quickly here. If you need tickets to an event, go check out thebestsherrytickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. Whether you need sports tickets, concert tickets, theater tickets, great prices, no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. And check this out. If you use promo code EOP10 at checkout, it'll save you an additional 10% on the already great prices. So why would you overpay with the rest? Save with the best, sherrytickets.com. All right. Do they have Mexican pizza? Like there? I don't know. I didn't order pizza. We had the first night we got here on Saturday night. Went to the Italian restaurant at the resort. Had a nice Italian dinner. Last night was Mexican Independence Day. So they had this huge party and celebration for Mexican Independence Day. Huge spread of authentic Mexican food, Mexican dancers, singers, mariachi band. They had it all. It was pretty awesome. Fireworks, the works. It was a pretty special evening last night. Pretty awesome. And I had a few too many cocktails, we'll just say, last night. But yeah, we're here at the Margaritaville Reserve in Cancun, Mexico, all inclusive, small little resort. There's like 100 rooms on the property. It's a beautiful place. So if you guys are following me on social media at Beard of Knowledge, I post a lot of pictures and stuff like that as well. So tomorrow's our 18th wedding anniversary down here. So it's always a good time. I am happy and I'm not fully refreshed. I need another day or two. I need a little bit more time on the sand. I need a little more time in the ocean. Yesterday was the first time my feet touched sand and ocean water in far too long. I definitely got a little too burnt from spending too much time in the ocean yesterday. But, if you're not getting burned, are you really on vacation? That's the way I look at it. So with that being said, let's switch to the defensive side of the ball. Kirk Cousins and this Falcons offense. The Eagles got to be able to stop Kirk Cousins. The Eagles got to be able to stop this offense. And how do they do it? It starts stopping this team. It starts by getting pressure on Kirk Cousins. I think that's pretty obvious. As Stevie said earlier, Kirk Cousins is recovering still from his injury. He's never been a mobile quarterback, but he's even more non-mobile now than ever before. But he also gets rid of the ball faster than anybody else in the NFL. Well, at least that was in week 1. I think it's something like 2.6 seconds. It's 1, 2, boom, ball's thrown. So you're not going to sack Kirk Cousins 5 times, 6 times. That's not going to happen. But what you could do is you could still get pressure and hands up in his face. You could still rattle him. You could still get that, stat that everyone loves me making fun of, the almost sacks, category. You can still almost sack him and rattle him and force him to throw balls away and make terrible throws. We already know his horrendous record on Monday Night Football or primetime games, big games. He's never been successful with that. If you get pressure on Kirk Cousins, you might not sack him often because he does get rid of it quickly. But if you get pressure on him, you can rattle him. That's a very important key to victory. I don't know what the Eagles are going to do on the defensive line tonight. You might see a little bit more of Moro Ajomo, but Isaiah Rodgers will be back, so Devin White will be probably active tonight. It'll be curious to see what kind of rotation they use on the outside, because obviously Bryce Huff and Nolan Smith were very ineffective in week 1. I know a lot of Eagles fans have suggested Devin White on the outside. I don't know if he could do it or not, but maybe that's something that Vic Fangio tries to do and mix up the rotations on the outside and try to get some of that pressure to rattle Kirk Cousins tonight. Very important key to victory. They have to pressure Cousins and stop the run and wrap up and tackle. Yeah, I mean, that's another key to victory for me right there, Adam. It's Bijan Robinson of the Falcons. Very important for Bijan Robinson to be brought down on the initial hit. There's a lot of – I forget the number. Again, I took notes, but I'm not even looking at them right now. A lot of – how do I say this? A lot of yak yards, running and receiving for Bijan Robinson. He breaks tackles very well for a young running back, and he does not go down on the first piece of contact very often. Very important that you bring him down and don't let him get going. They're going to give him the ball a lot. Obviously, he's one of their biggest weapons, but I see another comment. I'll get to it in a second, Peanut. But I can't even figure what I was saying because of Peanut's comment. But yeah, you can't let that yak yardage happen. You got to wrap up and you got to tackle well. Nick Sirianni made a point all week to talk about the Eagles being better at fundamentals and tackling better, which is annoying to me because we just got finished training camp and they're already reworking on the fundamentals. But you've got to be able to stop Bijan Robinson at the point of, at the ball when he gets that ball. Yeah, she does. At least somebody reads the things that I put down there. I don't even know where that came from last night. I don't even remember. There's a donkey somewhere, and she wants a donkey now. We were watching Shrek yesterday. And she's like, I want a donkey. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You're not having a donkey. You have 4 dogs. No more donkeys. No more animals, period. But yes, Peanut. And thanks for checking in this morning, Peanut. A little light on the viewership today, a little light on the comments. I think it's a later start time. But here I am doing this keys to victory and stuff. So Bijan Robinson, you got to stop him. You got to stop Kyle Pitts as well. Drake London, you still got to stop. If you're not going to get pressure on Kirk Cousins, our secondary has got to perform at an elite level tonight because Kirk Cousins, we make fun of him, but he can sling the football when given time to throw and read a defense. He does do that fairly well in 1 o'clock games and meaningless games, but he does have that potential. So we've got to be prepared to tackle and play tight defense this weekend or tonight. Are y'all feeling confident tonight? Massive game for the Eagles with Lions, Niners, and Cowboys all losing yesterday. Marshawn, I'm feeling uber confident this morning. Maybe it's the sun. Maybe it's the salt air coming off the ocean, which is right there. I'll show everybody in a little bit. I'll stand up and show everybody what my view is right now. Maybe that's blinding me a little bit. But I said that there's a lot of teams are going to be very even this year. And you see that with the losses yesterday. I think the Eagles will win tonight. All right. I already have my prediction. I had one prediction when A.J. Brown was ruled out. I changed it a little bit. I tweaked it a little bit. But I still think the Eagles win the game. The Eagles are 5.5-point favorites. The over-under is right around 46.5 or something like that. I am very confident the Eagles will come out today with a victory. It really does not concern me. Maybe I am feeling a little too confident. After seeing the Cowboys lose, after seeing the Lions lose, the Niners lose yesterday, the Chiefs almost lose. The Bengals are now 0-2. They're a total train wreck. They always say on any given Sunday you can lose, and maybe I am feeling a little too overconfident on that. I really need Jalen to play smart. I talked about that at the beginning of the show, Marshawn. You've got Jesse Bates and you've got Justin Simmons. I combined 19 interceptions over the last 2 seasons. You cannot play hero ball tonight for Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts plays that hero ball style, he's very likely to throw interceptions. Those guys are going to jump routes. Those guys are going to do what they can to kind of, be a little aggressive, and they know Jalen Hurts plays that style. So he needs to be smart tonight. He needs to move on. If the play isn't there, move on. Live to fight another day. Philosophy really needs to be in Jalen Hurts' mind tonight. Joe Burrow is the real – Joe Burrow and the Falcons are a problem. They have issues. And then obviously the Jamar Chase penalty. And, Joe Burrow couldn't even hold him back. And, the Bengals are going to blow up this year. They really are. I think Eagles score 45, Falcons 17. I don't have that big of a blowout for the Eagles tonight, Adam. But I still think the Eagles will win tonight. I will. I do. I really do. We are also brought to you here by phillysportstrips.com. If you want to go travel to see your favorite sports team on the road, go to their website, phillysportstrips.com. Sign up, mention EOP and Trending in the AM, and go see the Eagles, the Phillies, the Union, anybody, Penn State, on the road, top-notch program, top-notch company that does top-notch travel to support your favorite team, phillysportstrips.com. Make sure you mention it, and make sure you mention EOP and Trending in the AM. Jalen needs to be a point guard. I agree. No hero ball. Just play to your strengths and run through these Falcons. I think if you run the ball, if you play smart, like we're all predicting 30 points, 40 points. Everyone's doing that. You can win this game 27-10 if you play smart. You really do. You really can. You don't need to score 40 to beat this team. You don't need to be overly aggressive to beat this Falcons team. I think, I think they will score a lot of points, but I think they could just play conservatively. You saw a lot of teams in the NFL yesterday with a lot of running. There was a couple games with 35, 40 rushing attempts from teams, a couple games where teams won time of possession by 10, 12, 14 minutes. Maybe it's a change in tides in the NFL, a lot more running backs doing a lot more stuff. So maybe there's something to that right there. Maybe just control the ball, give Saquon the ball, play in, play out, and take aggressive Jalen out of the equation. He doesn't have A.J. Brown. Phil, do the Saints scare you next week? Maybe. I'm not ready to think about next week's game just yet, Dante. But the Saints being 2-0, I thought they were going to be a little bit of a fugazi because they beat the Panthers in week 1, but they whooped up on the Cowboys. And I can't say I watched the game, Dante. I said it already. I'm here in Mexico. I'm on my anniversary vacation. That's why we're doing a later show this morning because I wasn't waking up at 6 a.m. on vacation. But I have to really dive into yesterday's game. Was it Dallas stinking? Were the Saints good and whatnot? The Saints are a solid team. I said it before the season started when we were breaking down the schedule. Their defense is strong and tough and aggressive. And Derek Carr does just enough. And Alvin Kamara looks like he's 22 again out there with the way he's controlling the ball. So do they scare me? Maybe. But I'm not sure yet. If our D-line doesn't eat tonight, then I would start to really worry Cousins is a statue. Right, but again, I think it's 2.6 or 2.8 seconds per play to get rid of the ball. So you're not going to sack Kirk Cousins a lot. He's going to release the ball a lot quicker than we realize. So don't expect 5 sacks, 7 sacks, and stuff like that tonight. Just get the pressure, and then maybe some of that pressure that doesn't get home create some interceptions, create some turnovers. Maybe a Quinyon Mitchell interception or a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson interception. That's what I would expect. I have the Eagles scoring 28-31 to win just because the defense, especially in the run game and big play, hasn't shown much resistance. Yeah, I think I originally was a little like in the mid-30s, but with A.J. Brown being out, I'm right in that 28 to 31 point range for the Eagles. I still think the Falcons will score some. I still have some lack of faith in the Eagles defense too. I just don't know what to think 100%. Appreciate that, Dante. I do. And that's why this is the number one morning show in Philadelphia, because even though it's my anniversary this week, it's tomorrow, I'm still live. Yes, it's in a beautiful town, beautiful area, but I'm still here doing this for you guys. Who else does this, their content, when they're on vacation? I know Fangio likes that soft zone on the outside, but I need the cornerbacks to play press from time to time. You don't get that with Vic Fangio or his Fangio scheme. That is not who Vic Fangio is. He's not a press guy. He's a very conservative defensive guy. That's just what he is, and that's just who he is. So you're just not going to get that here. Real quick, I'm going to do this real quick for you guys. I know, pardon it. This is what we're looking at here as I'm talking. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's the ocean, the beach. We got my favorite bar right there, the License to Chill bar with my boys over there. Yeah, this is what paradise looks like. This is what trending the AM in paradise looks like, and you gotta love that. So real quick, I don't need to go. I just mentioned the great License to Chill bar right there. That's getting set up for the day. But if you're in Delaware County and you need a place to watch the game tonight, go check out Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park. DolansBar.com, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. For 65 years, they've been the quintessential Irish American dive bar in Delaware County. Check them out. Tell PJ and the crew you heard about them right here on Edge of Philly Sports, trending in the AM live from Cancun. Let him know that. Let him know you heard about him right here, guys. Dolan's Bar. More comments. Got to win on the early downs on both sides of the ball. On offense, we have the players control the clock. Yeah. Again, I didn't pay a lot of attention to football yesterday, but it seems like a lot of teams in the NFL are getting to that control the clock, running the football kind of offense, like a little change in guard. It's not like pass all the time. And the teams that aren't running the ball effectively are the teams that are losing right now in the NFL. The Chiefs barely are 2-0, and they're not running the ball well anymore. Their offense looks stagnant and non-existent at this point. I mean, Travis Kelce looks like he's. I would almost joke that Travis Kelce looks like he's washed at this point. So use Saquon Barkley. First down, let him get 4 or 5 yards. Second down, 2 or 3 more yards, and then have third and short is very important. It just opens up the offense to so much more potential and possibilities. So, So I think I covered most of the keys to the game right there. Let me take a peek here. Let me open up my notebook here. I did take like 4 notes. Again, we do still have covered the no turnovers, get pressure on Cousins, Matthew Judon protecting Jalen Hurts. Again, I know PFF had the Eagles' offensive line as one of the best offensive lines, pass protection week 1. It didn't seem it that way to me. Okay, maybe I'm not smart enough, but maybe we just protect Jalen Hurts a little bit better this week. Keep him when he plays that hero ball. It's either because the defense is playing solid in the secondary, or he's getting pressured, and he gets rolled out and forced to make a terrible throw. Protect him. Give him the opportunity to stay in the pocket to make a throw to Jahan Dotson. Who's going to be the key player that steps up in A.J. Brown's absence tonight? Obviously, I expect a big game from Saquon. Devontae Smith is going to get a lot more of those double teams because A.J. Brown's not being out there. I don't know if it's Jahan Dotson. I think he'll get some targets tonight. But a big one for me is I think it's Dallas Goedert who's got to step up tonight. I expect the Eagles to run a lot more 2 tight end sets with Goddard and Calcaterra out there with no A.J. Brown. I would be shocked if Dallas Goedert does not have a big game tonight. I'm in Mexico. I can't bet. But if I did, I'd be betting at Dallas Goedert anytime touchdown tonight. I really would. I think that's going to be one of the things that helps this team, or one of the guys that steps up offensively and has a big game is Dallas Goedert. That's just my opinion. That's just where I see the offense coming from tonight for the Eagles. And it's again, maybe I'm being overconfident. I'm not sure, guys, but and girls, guys and girls, because we know Barb watches too. Maybe we're being too overconfident. Does it scare you that we're too overconfident in this game? We're overconfident. We're missing A.J. Brown. Shouldn't we be a little worried? Like, that is something that concerns me. I hate being overly confident going into a football game. I want to be confident, but I want to also be prepared that there's always that opportunity who would have thought that certain teams would if you would have said Detroit, San Fran, and Dallas were all going to lose in week 2, would you have believed me? I don't even remember what my picks were. I had and Cardinals are 2-0. Who would have thought that? I'm looking at my picks here from this week. The Chargers are 2-0, but so many other teams are not. Falcons are playing well. The Vikings. It's definitely turning into an any given Sunday type league right now, and it's concerning to an extent. It really is. So anyway, one final sponsor that I want to read, because this is not going to be a long show today, and it won't be a super long show tomorrow either. But we got to mention our good man right here, David Archeri, the Cherry Law Firm. If you need a lawyer in the state of Pennsylvania, call the best. Call the man that's great at workers' compensation law, motor vehicle accident law, personal injury law, or criminal law. Call the best, David Archeri, at 610-565-0300. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com and let him fight for you and get you what you deserve. Again, his name is David Archeri, the Cherry Law Firm. His number is 610-565-0300. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com and make sure you mention EOP and Trending in the AM if you need him or if you call him for anything in the future. David Archeri, my man right there. Got my ad reads in here. So final score, final predictions, final thoughts. I think the Eagles will win tonight. I think the Eagles will take care of business tonight. I think the Eagles will take care of the ball, protect the ball. I think they will focus on running the ball, and short passes to Dallas Goedert and a simple approach to offense this week. I think the Eagles are going to come out and prove that why they are one of the elite teams in the NFL. I am going to go with a 31-21 Eagles prediction. I believe Saquon Barkley has another 100 yards rushing tonight. I think Dallas Goedert will have a touchdown catch tonight. I would say maybe even Jalen Hurts might get a little bit more involved in the running attack with design runs, not the scrambling and the read options, like real straight just runs. I think that happens tonight. As long as we win the turnover battle tonight, as long as we create turnovers and don't turn it over, I have no problem in predicting an Eagles 31, Falcons 21 victory, move on to 2-0, head out to New Orleans next week, and take on the 2-0 Saints for battle of supremacy. Who would have thought the Eagles-Saints Week 3 could be a battle of supremacy if we win tonight in the NFC? But it could turn out that way. We shall see over the coming week or two here. But I think we're going to call it a quick, short show. I'll be back tomorrow about this time with a short recap of the game. Is John Harbaugh making Justin Herbert the player he should have been? I don't know about that. I still don't find Justin Herbert anything special. Adam and John Harbaugh, I don't think is anything special either. Just my humble opinion. And Adam, I know I got your message, so I guess you can't get my sign on TV. I guess you don't want that free pizza. Who do I thought you was out today? No, I'm in Mexico right now, so a little bit later, a little later start time today and tomorrow. Just doing my thing. Short, quick show, talking Eagles, doing my thing here with you guys. Can't have you guys missing me too much. I already got Freddie Burns filling in on Wednesday when I'm traveling home, but I can't go without doing these shows. I got another trip planned at the end of the year, and that's going to be skipping shows. So I can't be missing shows. I got to do my job. I got to. But I'm glad to see you checking in this morning, Mister. Always appreciate you. You missed my David Archerry ad reading. It would have been I don't know. Does the David Archerry ad read coming in at the 36-minute mark or the 35-minute mark, whatever it was, is that the under? Because I did start the show 2 hours later than normal, which would then count as the over. Is it the minute mark that we count, or is it the time of day count on the ad read for the over under? So I have a morning routine. I know I ruined your morning. Sorry, my bad. I get you, man. Tomorrow will be this time. Thursday, we'll be back to our normal time, okay? Trust me, Thursday, I'll be back in my studio without this beautiful view. Again, I'll show everybody real quick. The ocean view that we've got here. This is not supposed to be an oceanfront room, but you can see the ocean right from the patio here. This is like I would do my show oceanfront every day if I could. I don't think there's any better way. But I got the Eagles, like I said, guys, winning tonight 31-21. I don't think it's as close as that. That score sounds close, a 10-point victory, but I think it's going to be as similar to last year when we take a big lead and then the prevent defense kind of lets the Falcons back into it, just like we let the Vikings score a bunch, put up a bunch of yards late last year in this game. It's funny how several of the Atlanta beat writers think they will dominate the Birds offensively and defensively. It's just not going to happen, in my opinion. I just don't think there's a scenario where the Falcons can dominate the Eagles. I don't. The Falcons are an okay team. They have some talented players, but Kirk Cousins is a bad quarterback. He's not good on primetime. He's not good on Monday Night Football. This will be the third year in a row we're playing him on a primetime game. It's going to be the third year in a row that we beat him. So there's that. But again, a lot of people were very hyped on the Falcons this year. So maybe we're wrong. And I did say it, Dark Brown, a few minutes ago, that maybe us being a little too overconfident is concerning to me, that we're not taking this game seriously enough or as challenging as the game could and can be. So it does worry me just a touch there. But with that being said, guys, I think we wrap this show up right there. Adam, I hope you find a way onto my TV screen tonight, holding up that big sign. I hope I see it. If not, no free pizza. My man Adam made a nice big picture. It says Trend the AM, #1 morning show in Philly, and Dallas sucks on it, which was a nice little touch. Gets it on TV tonight. And you guys all got to be keeping out for screenshots for me because I won't be able to do that. If he gets it on TV tonight, it's free pizza and wings for my man Adam for the rest of the year, just so you know. We can't tell you the over-under. That's inside betting. Okay, gotcha, mister. I hear you on that. It's kind of funny being down in Mexico during football season and not being able to place bets. It's a very relaxing feeling not to be worried about my bets or fantasy lineups when I'm in Mexico. I would love to place a bet on tonight's Eagles game, but can't do it, which is weird because in Mexico, gambling is legal, but DraftKings is not legal, which is completely insane to me. But yeah, I get you. So you don't. I don't know whether you won money or lost money today on the Cherry ad read. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up this show for the day. I'm going to say Eagles win 31-21. I'm going to say make sure you hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button. Don't eat the Mexican people cats. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow about the same time, about 10 a.m., 9:30, 10 a.m. after breakfast. 9:30, 10 a.m. my time here in Mexico. Well, hold on. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is right now. Oh, it's 9:30 here in Mexico now. So I started this about 9 a.m. Mexico time, about 10 a.m. Your time, guys. So with that being said, I'm wrapping it up for the day. As we end every show, the Phillies had a big series win this weekend, which is great. But with that being said, guys, ring the bell. That's always part one of the ending. Ring the bell. Part two, go Birds. Part three, bubbles up to y'all.